This governance must have independence of judiciary, and therefore from day one those who were appointed as judges had full authority and the state could not interfere. Even when there was a complaint against the sitting Khalifa, then there was no protocol, there was no representation, there was no special treatment, but the Khalifa had to appear like a common man in the court of Qadi and answer. This is the meaning of Islamic adl. This is the meaning of Islamic governance. It is not theocracy, it is not dictatorship, it is not kingship, it is not hereditary rule of democracy as we have. We have hereditary democracy. The people who hold huge lands and estates and plazas and whatnot and factories and sugar mills, they and their sons and their daughters and their daughters-in-law and their son-in-law, they are the persons who are supposed to rule the country. Is that anywhere in the world considered democracy which they talk about? Therefore, there is no such concept of rulers who come from one single family or two different families, and independence of judiciary is the basic principle of Islamic governance. At the same time, Islamic governance means that presence of religious diversity, not in the sense as this word is used by the liberals, but in terms of what the Quran tells us. The Quran tells us that in Islamic state or elsewhere there can be more than one religious communities, and all of them are to be protected. Therefore, the ayah in front of you very clearly states that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala changes people through warfare or jihad, one against the other. And if this was not done, then places of different religious communities, it's very interesting, nowhere in any religious text of world religions you find mention of place of worship of the other community. It's only the Quran which says that Muslims are to protect places where name of Allah is raised high, may that be a church, a temple, a synagogue or a mosque. Nowhere you find that concept of plurality and diversity. In the name of diversity, modern societies and global powers want to impose what they think is justified. Therefore, diversity means no gender ethics. Diversity means no consideration of any ethics and morality. Everything is personal. This is the meaning of diversity which is propagated in our country and elsewhere. But Islam does not accept that. Islam has its own concept. Therefore, Islamic state can be summarized in one single word, and that is, it is a welfare state. The governance is for the welfare of the people, for their protection. It also takes care of the religious rights of people who are non-Muslims, and therefore in front of you are bullets that tell you very clearly that in front of law they are equal. They have right to protection of life, right to be exempt from army services, right to be exempt from zakah, and in place of zakah, which is obligatory on Muslims, they pay a very, very small amount for their social security, so they are not serving in army. Religious liberty for them and rights to property and profession.